What's happening, everybody? Ian Walsh here, Hard Money Bankers, joined with my partner, Ryan Walsh from Hard Money Bankers. Ryan, what's happening?
Hello. Happy Thursday.
So the markets are alive on this lovely holiday, huh?
Yeah. It seems like a normal trading day so far. So
Yeah, I think
it's a
what we
Thursday
wanted to
holiday though. A Thursday holiday is not a holiday.
yeah, it's not really just I guess well, the whales supposedly the whales don't play on bank holidays, but I don't know. Whales like to play a lot. They play on their off days too.
I feel like rules are whatever right now. It's changing like every year right now because everybody's playing.
Yeah,
It's not such an exclusive club that it used to be.
no, it's definitely not an exclusive club, which is good for the market because it provides liquidity. It means more players. It means like more minnows to feast on is really what it comes down to. So yeah, I don't think I saw yesterday. I was checking some of the headlines out to see if there was anything that was, I saw a little bit on Evergrande again. So apparently Evergrande made their the most recent payment, but at the expense of people like executives selling houses, boats, cars. Like it's like they're making payments. It's like, hey, make your mortgage payment, and you're like, I can't make my mortgage payment, but I'll sell my couch, my house, my TV, my kids, whatever. Like you're selling everything. You're like, well, is that really like a payment that to have confidence with, or is that what does that mean? That doesn't give me confidence.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't matter if everything was paid off, but I'm pretty sure they aren't even remotely close to the total bill that they have. You know, so
No, yeah, it's not right. It's not even making a dent. It's just buying some time, I guess. So who knows? But that's what I saw most recently on the stuff that I had. Did you have anything on yours?
no, other than like more inflation articles started to come up as
Mm-hmm.
as if it's new.
Yeah. Surprise, right? Yeah.
Surprise, yeah. The last 5 months have just happened today, so that kind of thing.
I mean, it's just a headline game, right? You want to get things to buy or sell, and But the thing that I keep seeing is, I think it's just all going to happen like at the same time, or in like very consistent waves when it does happen. It's all just building, and we're just here, just kind of documenting it. And that's really, that's what it is. We're just news reporters for the stock market.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I'm not. I don't want to get in the game of predicting, right? I'm more just observing what I'm seeing, and however it plays out, right?
Yeah.
So I do think Q4 reports might be powerful in terms of moving the market, but let's get through the holiday season first and see if inflation actually does have an impact.
Right. Well, why don't we look at the chart here that I have on the screen? So this is the Dow hourly. We kind of brought this up the other day. We just kind of randomly looked at it, and it's because for the past this is 10:13 down here, just so we can have an idea of how long it's taken to get to this point. So it's
1 month.
Yeah, so there's a 1 month trend that is, and we were saying, I was explaining, we kind of went into the whole thing about like a channel, and like how a channel is just like a sideways consolidation point, or consolidation of, and we went through the market theory of how that works with in the stock market. Do I need to recap that, or is that?
No, it's good.
Okay, so
watch
you have
watch the 2 days ago video if you catch up on that.
Perfect. So you always have a midline in any channel or in any sideways or angular, and the midline is very important. There's a lot of, even though it's not really, I mean, you can take bets against it, you can use it for management and stuff like that, but it's a significant area inside of a trading range for traders. Their eyes will perk up. People will sit up at their desk and say, hey, do I want to put a trade on? And when we were looking at this the other day, I believe I said, hey, you want to be a seller here? I had all those circles. This was, yeah. So would have been a good bet, right? And I'm not even going to talk about the bets that I make. I'm just going to say it's a good bet. And
you're glad you may or may not be in a short right now.
Right. So, but it's also counter trend. It's tricky. And we're looking at a scenario that's coming now to the bottom of this channel. when you see this this little overextension move down here, this really is something you see. It's a good. You're like, all right, it's breaking. Like it's designed to show you that it's either breaking or not, or it's a heavy probe, right? So it's a really good trap, or it's a break. And I guess you could say that about anything, but it's not a clean tag. It's not a clean like touch and go move off that. So at the very least, there's sellers that are here looking at this.
Well, you can see the touch and goes, previously, right? You can see it kind of hit the top nicely. Yeah.
Like when like where it's very easy on the eyes and there's no overextension, like stuff like
right.
These are nice, those kind of tags down here. That's really where that is. And you had an overextension up here, even overextension down here. So now the question becomes, from a chartist perspective, does this then are we shifting the tide into some red? Now, to me, I don't have that weekly chart somewhere. Maybe I do have it. I wish I could bring multiple charts out. I'm sure I can somewhere. Let me do this. I'm going to bring the weekly chart up because I think we were doing balancing point. I think it's a little bit old, but in essence, this is now, this is moving down back into this area. And if we remember talking about this area on this chart, is that as we get back into this area, let's see what price that is to really get there. Yeah, we're into it. 35,200. What are we at right now, Rye? Do you have the charts in front of you?
Right now we're at basically 36,000. So we're about 1,000 points off.
So we've started to hit these lines. So 36,000 would be right about here. So the market, since this chart, the market has gone up, and then it's been making its wave. It's been completing its wave. So it went up a little, and now it's somewhere in this range. So it's making its comeback to this line, down to here, and it's going to start hitting these, 34,000. So we're kind of making the next leg. They call them legs in trading, like the next cup and handle, the next leg. So when you have that like hump, basically it's a leg, it's a wave, and that wave is what we need to hit. And then you start hitting those major trend lines again. And in order to get to that, you have to break. An uptrend has to be broken. And in order to break an uptrend, you have to break this yellow line here, and that yellow line then starts to get into this area. So, and I can say now, this was actually what we were looking for when we were originally looking at the pivot on Evergrande. If we go back and talk about that pivot on Evergrande, we were waiting for it to get made. So when you have a pullback, you have pivots being made right here. So basically it's like this. Traders are moving, if they're short, they're potentially moving their stops like this. So each time they take out this low, this little hump right here, once you take that out, you get into a scenario where positions are moved. So let me see. Oh, man, this is a really good feature that I can't get a handle on. It's like small. Yeah, doesn't do any justice to it. So can you see it on there, Ryan? Is it?
Kind of, yeah. Depends what you're trying to show us right now. I'm not sure what you're trying to show.
So these humps, like each time you hit this line, each time it makes a hump, it pulls back, it stalls, and then it crashes through. And it pulls back and it stalls and it crashes through. And when it crashes through the low of the hump, that's a pivot. And it's a pivot confirmed. So once you've had two pivots like this, technically, chart analysis will look at this and say, okay, we are now technically in a downtrend. There's a downtrend present. And the downtrend here is right here with these lines. You can see the new channel that I'm drawing. So you have intersecting channels, which are common in trading. But intersecting channels means, okay, like you've got two equal forces on either side pushing against one another. So something has to give. Now, this is obviously a smaller channel against a much bigger channel, because we had a similar scenario come in over here. We had a channel and then it broke and then it went back up. So if you're a bullish player, what you're looking for is this down channel to break. And this could happen today because this is just the hourly. So you're looking for this to break up here and then the uptrend to potentially resume. If you're a bear, you're looking for a little more fallout down here. You're looking for something into this area down here, because if that starts to fall, you've lost the channel. It's gone. So if that happens, that's a month's worth of up channel that would be disintegrated, and everybody has to start to reassess their positions. So from my perspective, I think we need to make a leg down. I think the market was a little hot. The question is, do you have a straight month of downward movement? Because we just had a straight month of upward movement. It's hard to say. It's really hard to tell. So that's kind of what we have right now. The hourly is active, and actually we'll probably know by the end of today. Maybe not. Well, definitely by tomorrow. We'll definitely know the intention of the market by tomorrow.
For this channel, you mean?
For this channel, yeah, we'll know how well it's going to hold or not hold. But these are all good channel plays. I mean, this channel wouldn't have been active. This one's a hindsight channel, right? Because the original channel on this one right here was actually here. So you actually weren't in this channel yet. So it looked like we were falling apart on 1028, and then it resumed its uptrend, formed another channel here. So those are very much hindsight channels to make plays on, which everybody got a different strategy. This is not a hindsight channel though, because this is clearly a channel within the bigger channel. This one's valid, and people will make plays off of that, either get aggressive on the longs or break this thing down. What I've noticed over the years, I'm not going to say all the time, but many times, that typically when you go, okay, I can settle on what I'm seeing here, it's very clear as to what's happening, is usually the time when it breaks, because everybody spots it. So fortune favors the bold in the event of, hey, you go, hey, is this forming? I think it's forming. I'm going to try a shot here. Oh yeah, it is forming. Oh, I'm going to keep moving my stop. It's forming. It's here. It's here. It's here. So the guys and girls that were trading down here, that maybe it'd be like taking a long here because they thought that this line down here, that maybe this trend broke, and they're going to, at this point, it looks like craziness. You're like, I don't know, did it break? I'm going to take a try here. And then he keeps holding on, and then channel forms. They start moving their stops, bigger channel forms. So they look really good from down here. This is like all those people that bought Bitcoin and tell you, oh, why did you buy Bitcoin? They, they got fortunate in that scenario. And this is how the chart would have played out to make them look fortunate. And, but once you've it's very clear to everyone goes, okay, we're in an uptrend, to take a long, like if I were to take a long position against this big channel now, I would say I'm late in my style of trading. I would say I'm late. That's like super late because you have two big, you're really on the second swing of this whole operation right now. So my thought process would be there's probably, the market likes threes. It's just a law, not a law. It's just like a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's just something I heard a very long time ago, and it seems to work that way. What I mean is the market, you'll notice the market likes to move in threes. I don't know if that's human nature or what causes that, but you usually see like 3 legs in a trend or 3 moves of this. Like 3 is like a significant number to the market for whatever particular reason. And this moving this way would, in essence, be on the second leg of a potential 3-leg situation. So if you're a buyer, that's potentially what you're thinking, but you're also thinking it's late in the trend. If you're a seller, you're thinking, I don't care about the 3-leg thing. I'm just, this is a big channel breaking, and I'm interested in the short side of it. So we'll know more by tomorrow on this one.
Yeah. You want to talk about refis?
Oh yeah. So, shoot. Do you have that article?
I don't. You sent it to my phone.
I have it.
So yeah. While you get that, I mean, basically, the short of it, while Ian pulls that up, is the report is that we're having more refis done on primary residence since 2007, right? So you take out how many people were doing their HELOCs back in 2007. We have more people doing that right now. Now there is a major difference between 2007 and now, which is interest rates, right? Because you could be taking your money out of your HELOC and investing it into higher returns right now, right? If that's what you're doing. Now, if you're using it to take it out to spend it because you're living above your means, that's where we could be being teed up to have a real problem.
Yeah. So typically you suggest that it's because you're living beyond your means. You've overextended yourself. That's the historical end of it. As I'm looking for this, and actually I found this. I didn't see this article. So this is relevant. Zillow finds institutional buyer for 2,000 homes of a disastrous flipping business winds down. Oh my gosh. So somebody bought 2,000 homes. Can you imagine the discount? Yeah. It says the company will receive market prices and it's expected to take a 5 to 7% loss on these sales. Yeah, right. That's 20 to 40%, 5 to 7%. So that's a good time. If that saved the Zillow the stock for the day, the news that we're going to see on this one in like a month is going to be like haircut was higher than expected, 40%, like another $1 billion out the door, 5 to 7%. They're not getting out of this for 5 to 7% that's ridiculous. That's just a news headline to save the stock for the day.
Yeah, I'm assuming they already, just said, all right, well, we lost all the money on the 7,000 houses we still have, so let's just recoup whatever we can.
Yeah. And you know what's crazy? That's 2,000 houses, and it makes you think about it. China's at 90 million.
90 million houses?
Yeah, that's the number. 90 million is the amount of houses that Evergrande built or that has empty right now. 90 million. Well, apartments and houses and stuff, but yes.
I mean, there is probably a population ratio that needs to be considered, but either way, I think that far.
I mean, let's say it's 10 to 1.
Right. Yeah.
It doesn't even matter. I don't understand. I don't understand. It's way beyond my pay scale and brain capacity to understand I don't even understand how you build that. Like, I don't understand how any of that even comes to be. It's incredible to me that human beings were able to build that. Incredible. So incredible feat of total disaster. All right. So that's what we got. So things to take note on are, an indicator, which is the housing refis is significant because our people living now beyond their means. We have the hourly chart that we're looking at here, and Zillow is silly. Cool.
All right. Sounds good. See you tomorrow.
Right.
See how it plays out.
You got it. See ya.